Your content is valuable. You know it is, but barely anyone's watching. So why is your content, your helpful content, being ignored? There are actually invisible barriers standing between your videos and the audience they deserve. I've identified 3 of them that come up most often with my private clients, and I remember making these same mistakes when I was growing my original YouTube channel. And if you're not getting the views you deserve, at least one of these is probably sabotaging you right now. So invisible barrier number 1. I recently onboarded a new client, had been publishing videos, and they said, look, I already know what videos to make. I'm already making them, so I need you to help me figure out what's going on. And I said, oh, well, what videos are you making? And she said, well, I know my ideal audience, my ideal client really well, and I know exactly what they need. So I'm making the videos that help them solve the problem that they have, that they want to solve, which makes sense. But in this case, her expertise was hurting her in the same way that it may be hurting you on your channel. Now, this might sound a little counterintuitive, but we can't be making the videos that they need. We need to make the videos that they want. Now, don't worry, you can still give them what they need in the video. So let me give you an example. Let's say you work with service providers and you were going to make a video called How to Improve Client Onboarding. Well, unless somebody is thinking, I've got to improve my client onboarding, right in that moment when your video might come up in their feed, they're never going to click on that. So instead, you'd make a video that was called something like How I Stopped Attracting Nightmare Clients, and you can too. Because no service provider wants nightmare clients, right? But in that, you can say you need better onboarding and then show them what you were going to do in the original video that nobody clicked on. Now, if you're already making videos about what people want but still not getting views, the next invisible barrier that we check is one that you can actually fix on the videos you've already published. In a way, invisible barrier number 2 is that you're actually invisible. Let me show you what I mean. IKEA is one of the most successful businesses in the world. But if you've ever been to an IKEA, you know that they sell this flat packed furniture in these plain brown boxes, right? So if that was the whole store and you walked into an IKEA, would you ever buy anything? Probably very unlikely. Meanwhile, they've set up showrooms where you can see the furniture in a room fully assembled, painted in bright colors, all kinds of things like that. They have put it in really nice packaging, and we have to do the same thing for our videos. It's being ignored because you're hiding the value inside of a boring package. And that comes down to the title, which we talked about a little bit in invisible barrier number 1, as well as the thumbnail. Now, if you've been at YouTube for a while, you're probably tired of hearing about how we need to put more effort into our thumbnails and titles, but it's really important to know how impactful this is. So let's say you made a little bit more effort and your thumbnail was 10% better. Okay, so it's going to get more clicks. That's not going to mean that it gets 10% more views. It will literally get like 4 times more views. Because of the way that the analytics and the algorithm work on YouTube, more people clicking, as long as they enjoy it and they're watching, then YouTube will show it to other new people who don't know who you are yet. But even if your content stands out visually, invisible barrier number 3 is often because you're accidentally hiding something from your audience. I remember a couple of years ago, a new client came to me and she said, I have a brick and mortar business and I'm trying to grow an online presence. My local customers love me, leave me amazing reviews, rave about me, tell their friends everything you could ever want, but I have not been able to break through online. I said, okay, let me look at your stuff and I'll get back to you. And so I went through and sort of reviewed all of her properties, her website, channel, different things like that. And I found this little line buried on her website about her mission, why she was running her business, essentially her values. And I found it and I got on a call with her and I said, hey, I would tell you more about specifics, except I didn't get permission to share this story, so I want to respect that. But I said, do your clients or your local customers, do they know this about you? And she said, oh yeah, they love it. That's one of the reasons they love the business. And I said, okay, other than buried on your website, not even on the homepage, this little tidbit, this thing that's so important to you, your mission, doesn't even exist. Start putting it out there and see what happens. And I'll read you the message she sent just a couple of weeks later in just a second. But if you've got authority, you've got results, your clients rave about you, but new people don't feel the same way, there's something your existing clients and customers know about you that is not coming through on your YouTube channel. And if you're in that situation and you don't know what it is, that's totally normal. Sometimes the things that make each one of us special come so naturally to us, we don't even think to talk about it. And all you have to do is ask your current clients and customers what they love about you compared to your competitors, and then start working it into into your content. At a minimum, don't keep the secret that you're good at what you do. At least seed your authority in the first 15 seconds or so at the video, why you're qualified to talk about the thing you do. You may have noticed that I did that at the beginning of this video. I've identified 3 of them that come up most often with my private clients, and I remember making these same mistakes when I was growing my original YouTube channel. And here's the message I got from that client. She said, I've been having a little viral moment and having all the feels. And I've been getting to see my website finally convert. Oh, here, let's practice right now. Leave a comment down below with what you do, even a link to your channel if you want, and tell us why you're qualified to talk about your topic or what makes you unique. And if you want even more views, take what we talked about in this video and then combine it with what I talk about in the video on the screen right now for even bigger results. Your videos deserve more views, but they won't get them just because they're helpful. You've got to be undeniable. So be specific, be tempting, be bold, and I'll see you in the next video.